the sun is coming out. So to share with you a little bit about my journey of how I ended up living here in Costa Rica, I'd have to walk you through some of my backstory and share maybe some of the lessons and the things that I learned. And in specific, I want to talk about the process of, coming to terms with the force of nature that's inside of me, inside of you, inside of us, and that force of nature that wants to become. So let's take a little trip. I'll share a couple stories with you. Come on. It's taken me a while to understand myself. I still don't quite understand, but I am definitely in the process. And I've learned a lot along the way. The path of self-knowledge, at least the way I see it, is very humbling. It requires a lot of courage to face one's own demons and the patterns of self-sabotage that keep us stuck and limited. One of the things that I started doing a long time ago, about 11 years ago, as I began my healing journey, was just to go outside and greet the sun. I used to go for walks, but now I sit at my altar and I just spend a little time every morning tuning in to myself, to the mysterious life force inside. And I kind of just like doing that. I learned to like to do that. Find my own rituals, find my own way of connecting to myself, to life. There's a word in Lakota, Native American tradition of the Lakota Indians, the Sioux, for the great mystery, Wakantanka. I don't claim any one religion. My path has brought me to many different traditions and wisdom sciences. And I find that they all have their place. They all have teachings. And, I consider myself a yogi. Love nature. First rays of light touching the tip of the mountain over there. It's always nice to see that. Costa Rica has taught me such an appreciation for the simple things. Tea in the morning, breeze, sunlight, clean water. Watching how everything comes alive every day. just little sprouts. Every thought is like a sprout. You can water it, nourish it, help it grow. Oh yeah, chapter 4, mantra, suprasound power. I'm thinking about mantra. Let me get my pen. First of all, I don't know why I decided to do this, but I like putting my office here. Usually it's upstairs. Today, I'm gonna work from here. One of the reasons that I created Bhuta Yoga is to remind people that nature is available immediately inside of our bodies, inside of our heart, inside of our mind. And I feel like in my own journey, in my own process of learning how to come into alignment with the forces of nature and come into alignment with that force inside of me that wants to become, it wants to grow, it wants to evolve. And I feel like, this journey of life is challenging. There's so many challenges every day, different challenges, different emotions. The human experience is not an easy one. And I just feel grateful that life has given opportunities to learn and to grow and to be inspired. So yeah, I guess that's a little bit of what I'm doing. That river is just so awesome. What are we gonna do now? I believe that there's a force of life, of creation inside of everything. I look around and it's just so apparent. There's this intelligence. And we can't really talk about Kundalini without talking about what the yogis call Sadhana. It means the way of attainment. And so I feel inspired to share with you some of my sadhana, my journey of learning about this force and a little bit of afternoon kriya and pranayama. I don't know, maybe it inspires somebody. Maybe it inspires you to find your connection to this. And my intention is that we can support each other, that this can be helpful in some way. If you haven't been able to tell by now, I'm kind of a crazy, weird yogi, and it's awesome. I'm gonna take you on a little journey upstairs and show you my practice space. I'll leave a link to a practice right here, and you can do the practice that I will be demonstrating in this video. But let's go upstairs. Come on. little humble practice space. You'll see it in videos. That's where I guide my practices. That's where I do my own practice. Right there. Boom. Welcome to my crazy little spiritual laboratory. Yeah, it's just so interesting, this path of self-discovery, of self-mastery, ultimately self-knowledge. It's like an eternal wisdom, you know what I mean? Like these teachings, and they're in everything. They've been around forever, and it seems like they're just timeless. Ultimately, the more I practice, the more I learn, right? It's like in the process of the practice, I feel more of myself. I feel more of my layers. I feel my body deeper. I feel my breath deeper. I become more aware of my mind and the contents of my mind. And over time, the awareness grows, the sensitivity grows, how good I feel just keeps expanding. And yeah, so I feel really grateful for that. And you keep hearing me talk about this force of nature, and this idea that there's an intelligence inside of creation, inside of life, inside of plants, inside of animals, inside of the water and the fire and the earth, inside of us, in our bodies. And I'm just learning how to deal with that. So I'm going to share a practice with you, and yeah, let's just get started. So when I'm practicing, I really just focus on depth and quality of the postures. I select very few, usually, in a given session, and again, really focus on the depth and the quality to ground deeper into my body, pay attention to my mind, pay attention to my breath. I find that this has been the most sustainable for me for long-term development, and it keeps me really inspired. Basmati rice. Imported, baby. Set it and forget it, baby. It's done. Let some steam though. Perfect size for my plow. We got ourselves some khichdi for lunch, and they say that this is an Ayurvedic thing, right? Ayurveda is the sister science of yoga. The oldest system of medicine that's still in practice today, rivals with Chinese medicine. And they have this thing in common about the 5 elements. Both the Chinese system and the Ayurvedic system say that the human, or base their medicine off the fact that the human is built of 5 elements, everything in nature built with these 5 elements. And in the yogic tradition, this comes from the science of Samkhya. Samkhya is like the metaphysical backbone of yoga and Ayurveda. Everything, including ourselves, is made of earth, water, fire, air, and space. In the Chinese system, they call them something different, but same. And the idea in Ayurveda is that health is established through the balancing of all the elements inside of us. And the idea of that is that once we balance the elements inside of us, we are in harmony with creation. That all of the elements inside of us are resonating and harmonized, I guess you could say, with the elements outside of us. And the path of yoga is really all about creating that feeling of coherence, of unity, of harmony, and feeling connected, in ourself and with everything else in a balanced way. Yeah, I guess all I'm really trying to do is learn how to live in that way, Like, how do I live in a way that really honors that force of creation, inescapable kind of cosmic patterns, cosmic, call them laws, but like it's like a strong word, but they're like cosmic. It's like a geometry. It's like just like music, music either, if the frequency is off with the music and the notes are off, the geometry is off, and it doesn't sound good. It doesn't sound pleasing. I could go down a way deep rabbit hole about the science of sound and mantra, and maybe that's for a later episode. But yeah, we're vibration, we're part of this creation, this fabric of existence. And I guess that's all I'm really trying to do, is just be a part of it and join forces with it, align myself with that force of nature. Yeah. Another day at the office. It's been a really good day. The rain came and now it's dry again. And I think I'm gonna shut my computer down. The teaching from the fire, the geometry of how the wood is stacked, and it's the same thing in our bodies. See, our bones are like the wood, and in the fire, if the wood isn't stacked right, it doesn't breathe right, and then it can't burn properly. Om Agnaye Swaha. And so it's the same thing in the body with the bones. If the bones aren't stacked well or right or optimally, I guess you could say, then the breath doesn't flow inside, and therefore we don't burn properly. Om Agnaye Swaha. Om Agnaye Swaha. Om Agnaye Swaha. There's so many teachings from the fire. I learn so much every time I come and sit by the fire. So that's what I'm going to do tonight. I'm going to sit with the fire and try to have a good time. Try to learn some things, to transform a little bit. Yeah, that's what we're going to do. Om Agnaye Swaha.